For this recipe, I'm going to do a grilled version of this sheet pan curried chicken with cauliflower and grapes from Food 52. And instead of using chicken thighs, I'm going to be doing bone-in chicken breasts. Everything else is going to stay the same as far as the ingredients, but I'm going to be grilling this in a kamado grill, which is a ceramic style charcoal grill. But I've also done this in the oven, and I love it that way too. So the first thing that I'm going to start with is the rub for the chicken. So I want to start with the olive oil, and that's going to be 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now, a couple things drew me to this recipe, and the first one was that it used yogurt in the chicken, and there's a few recipes that I absolutely love that do this. It tenderizes it and gives it such great flavor. So the next ingredient is 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, and then 4 teaspoons of Madras curry. If your Madras curry powder does not have any salt in it, make sure to add 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside while I work on everything else. Next, I have 1 head of cauliflower that has been cut into florets, 1 cup of grapes. I'm going to keep these whole, but if they're really large, you can cut them in half. 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme that's been roughly chopped. Mine is really new and tender, so I'm just going to be sprinkling it like that. But if it's older thyme and it has the woody stem, you should chop it up. Half a teaspoon of kosher salt, freshly ground black pepper, about a 1/4 teaspoon. Now I have 1 more teaspoon of the Madras curry powder that I'm going to mix with a tablespoon of oil. Another thing that drew me to this recipe was this combo. I love roasted cauliflower, but there are a couple recipes that I have for chicken with grapes, whether it be chicken cutlets in a pan with a grape sauce or roasted grapes with chicken. It's just a pairing that works really well. And it's so sweet and savory at the same time. I love the combination. The other thing I loved about this recipe was the yogurt topping for the side. So with a remainder of 1 cup of Greek yogurt, you're going to add the juice of 1 large lemon. And I'm a big fan of the combination of the tangy yogurt matched with the warm spiciness of the curry powder. And the last wonderful component of this is a big handful of cilantro. Now the recipe also says you can use parsley or dill, which I think would be interesting, but I'm more familiar with the combination of the cilantro, the curry, and the yogurt, so I went with cilantro. Now I'm just going to put aside the cilantro and the yogurt for when everything's done. I've placed the cauliflower and the grapes on a stainless steel sheet pan on top of my charcoal grill, and I'm going to position my chicken on this side. The grill is registering about 400 degrees now, which is what I would normally roast at in the oven. Now I'm just going to put my chicken on. And the cauliflower, if you notice, is getting all nice and brown, and the grapes are starting to caramelize. I'm going to be pulling that off soon. And this chicken breast is much larger than that one. This was in a grill pack, so I'm going to be checking them often. I'm going to set the probe thermometer inside to let me know when it hits 165. The chicken is nice and tender from the yogurt marinade, and the grapes got all melted down and jammy. And we have the naan bread to soak up all the delicious flavor from the spices, the yogurt, and the chicken.